Hello everybody and welcome to Make Your Mark Crafts and Design mini tutorial number 3. Today we're going to be making some lovely little garden lanterns from recycled plastic bottles and some odd bits of fabric and stuff that you can use to decorate it. In the meantime, before we get going, first of all I want to say I hope that everybody is well and staying safe. And today we've got a special treat because our lovely camera lady, Debbie, hello.
Hello, Anna.
Got some little visitors.
We've got some new people that enjoy doing these. These are furry people that enjoy doing these videos. This is Betty. Say hello, Betty. Get a wave. Go on, Betty. Give a word. Your mommy's little girl. Hello, Auntie Anna.
Hi, Betty.
That's it. And then we have, this is lovely. I'm coming back with Mr. Frank.
Hey, Frank. Frank's the man.
Here we go. Frank likes to sleep. He's a cuddly bear. There he is, and they're going to be assisting us today.
Yes, hopefully.
So, hopefully quietly.
Yes,
hopefully
quietly.
Okay. Come along then. Let's get into this tutorial, Frank. That's it. Right.
Okay. Well, thank you for that. It's nice to introduce them because obviously they've been around in the background for the last couple of sessions. So. Yeah. Okay, so today what you're going to need a selection. I've decided to use pegs for my design, so a selection of pegs, tape measure, elastic band, your craft knife again if you have one, or a sharp knife, be careful with that, a couple of pens, some scissors, some craft glue. Okay, so make sure with your craft glue or PVA glue that it's thick version. You don't want a watery version because that's not going to work. Your paints, fabric paints, which again you can buy these online at our web shop, or as well as the spatulas, sponge dabbers and spatulas. Okay, so they're all available online, as well as the tray, paint tray. So we've also got some paint brushes for the glue and design. Some empty plastic bottles, our greaseproof paper for when you come to fixing the fabric. This is a little bit of foam, which I'll explain a bit later on. And ribbons, strings, that sort of stuff. Okay, so you could have sparkly beads, you could have tassels, anything that you want to decorate your lantern so that during the daytime it looks really pretty in the garden. But also that then at night, once you've put your tea lights in, it's going to look even more spectacular. The other thing to remember is that these are for LED tea lights, not real candles. Okay, otherwise you're going to set the whole place on fire. Okay, so to start off with, let's get a bottle. So this is a tonic water bottle. It's got a nice ridge there, so I'm actually going to cut the ridge along there. Cut it along there. To start off with, I'm just going to make a little incision. Again, be careful. Okay, you can use a sharp knife. And then I'm going to get my scissors. I forgot. Actually, elastic bands do help you as well to keep a relatively straight line, because it's quite easy to cut it all higgledy-piggledy. So that's a good thing, just as a guide. Okay.
Betty. This is Debbie saying, Betty, be quiet.
So I've rinsed the bottle out and dried it.
Go.
There you go. Okay, so that was quite simple. All right, so that's done. It's slightly wonky, but not too bad. Okay, so to get your fabric, what I did was I took the tape measure and I measured down to about the center, so that's 16 centimeters, and then I added on a centimeter for the top, so that's 17 centimeters. And then for the diameter or the width of the fabric, again I just did that, so it's 26 centimeters, and then I added another centimeter, just give a bit of leeway. So when you come to doing your fabric, basically that's what you want. So you can see here that's 27 across and 17 and a half down. Okay, so you just need that extra little bit. Right, you then decide, once you've decided what you're going to use to make your pattern. So here I tried 4 different types of pegs. Got that peg, that peg, that peg and that peg. So you can see they came out in slightly different ways. The other thing to try as well is your foam. So you can have a much thicker foam and you get more depth, or as in this case, a very thin one. So I've just got a sharp outline. All right, so I practiced with that. So I'm just going to demonstrate here what I did. So get some paint. This spatula is quite good because it means that you can just squidge it back in any drips. The dabbers are excellent for this, okay, because it means that your fingers are not going to get quite as messy as they would normally, and also because it's quite a thin outline, you can make sure that you get it done, although I think I've done it wrong side up, but anyway. Okay, so I've literally just coated it, put it on my fabric, however I want, direction, and press quite hard. Okay, and go and press the spring. So there you go. All right, so I'll do a couple more on this piece of fabric. Again, just evenly distribute it, do a bit crossover there. And press it down. So how you decide to lay out your design is entirely up to you. Okay, so I just did random. I then got a paintbrush because I wanted to fill in these little bits here, just to, again, just add another dimension. There we go. And there you go. So that's our demonstration one, and I did actually do one earlier, which is all ready. I'll pop that there to dry. And here is the one that I did earlier. So you can see it's quite a random pattern. So even though this is a lantern which is going to go outside, you do need to fix it. So to fix the fabric, I always use a bit of greaseproof paper. Just place it over there. That makes sure that there's no wet bits, particularly with your painting there, you get a bit more paint on. No wet bits, and it also prevents you from burning the fabric, which I have done in the past. You need an iron which has got no water in. Okay, but obviously if you haven't got 2 irons and you do use a steam iron, make sure it's turned off, the steam's turned off, and the greaseproof paper again will protect the fabric from getting wet from any drops that might still be in there. Once you've got onto the highest temperature, you just literally press it down about 5 seconds and you just move it along the fabric until you keep doing it. This obviously is turned off. Once you're happy that everything is dry, then you just iron it like that, flip it over, and then give it a normal iron. Okay. So on the fabric, what I've done is along the top, I've drawn a line. I measured out 1 centimetre. So that is the bit that's going to fold over the edge of your bottle. Okay, so it just finishes it off nicely. Then what we do, it also helps actually, I discovered, move those out of the way, to kind of align your bottle as you go along. Do it there. So be quite generous with your glue. Just, oops, paintbrush gone hard. So I'm literally a bit at a time. Obviously, not all bottles have got edges like that, but just put the glue inside if it has. And then I've literally just gone to the edge. You can see along the rim and pressed it down like that. Okay. And then what you need to do is just smooth the edges in. Okay. So you've got a nice flat surface. And then we continue. So it doesn't actually take very long to do this. Right up to the edge. And we're going to just have a pause while I finish this bit off. Right, I've stuck all the fabric around the bottle. So now to do the bottom, if you can see, I've put quite a lot of glue in there, and you literally just scoop it up like that, okay, and fold it over. If you think you've got too much fabric, you can always cut it off. And then I just used a lot of glue to glue it all down. So your fingers will get a bit sticky. That's fine. Okay, so I'll just continue that and come back. Okay, so I've done the bottom, I've glued it all nicely. I cut out a little bit of foam from here and just stuck it on the bottom just to finish it off. To do the top, we've now got that nice 1 centimetre rim. Literally just put glue around the edge. Don't forget you need to put a little bit on this side as well for that join. There we go. And then very quickly, doesn't take long, just literally fold it over. There we go. And then I just went round and pressed it down. Okay. Get rid of any little bubbles or anything like that. So basically, then leave that for a couple of hours to dry. So what I'm going to do in the meantime is to show you how I made the holes. So I just measured about 1 centimetre down once it's fully dry. Little pen. Oops. Then we're about that way. So near opposite. So just get your scissors, be very careful with your fingers. Ow! Like that. And make your hole. Okay, so you've got a nice hole. Get your thread, your string, your ribbon, whatever you decide to use. Pop it in there. And there we go. Just done a double knot there. And the other hole, pop it in.
Betty joining in there, Anna.
She was. Well, she is. She does get very enthusiastic sometimes, doesn't she?
She does. Quick flash over to Betty. Betty, now then, back to Auntie Anna.
Okay, so there you have it. All done, ready to go on your tree, or, well, it could go outside or inside, doesn't really matter. And then once it's evening time, just switch on your little tea light. Obviously we won't see the effect quite so well in the daylight, and there you go. So have lots of fun making these. So yes, so next week is our final one in this set of 4, and I haven't yet been inspired, but I'm sure the way I go around and see things, I'll come up with something creative for you to try at home again. Okay, until then, thank you and see you later, and bye Debbie.
Bye Anna. Bye everybody.
Bye.